Hi, this is Vanessa with Designs by Vanessa. Today's tutorial is on the Little Bobbles baby blanket, and it is Tunisian crochet. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's got little bobbles. Okay. So let's talk about what you need, and I'm just going to make a little sample. So here I have some super bulky weight yarn. Okay, this is the same one I used for the blanket. It is Yarn Inspirations Karen Tea Cakes. Okay, it is a super bulky weight. It is in the color green tea. And with Tunisian, we're going to use a 10mm crochet hook, even though it recommends an 8mm. So you'll also need a Tunisian hook. Okay, this is Denise interchangeable Tunisian hooks, and this one is, I don't know if you can see that, 10mm. So it's size N15, and the length of your Tunisian crochet depends on how wide you want your blanket. For this blanket, I used a longer cord. It was about 25 inches, and then including this, it was about 30 inches. So the dimensions of the blanket that I made is 35.5 by 32 after I added a small little border. So you'll also need a tape measure just to measure as you go if you'd like. And you'll need a pair of scissors and a large eye tapestry needle to weave in your ends with the super bulky weight yarn. So if you're new to Tunisian crochet, I recommend watching my beginner's video and the how to cast on, cast off, and the simple Tunisian stitch. So those would be helpful. Otherwise, let's get started. So you want to start with a slip knot. Okay, and you want to chain a multiple of 4 stitches plus 3. Okay, so you can adjust the width and size of your blanket. So in multiples of 4, I had 60, and then I added 3 stitches, so 63. For this example, I'm going to chain 12. So 2, 3, oops, 4, 5, 11, 12. Okay, so 12 is in multiples of 4, and then I want to add 3 more. 1, 2, 3. So that's 15. Okay, so now you want to work a forward pass. Work from in your second chain from the hook. So that's 1, 2. Insert it through the back loop, the back hump. Insert your hook, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Okay, so now let's leave that on your hook into the next stitch. Okay, and the next one. I do have a slower tutorial on this. So you're basically casting on. Okay, so this is my last stitch. Alright, so let's start the return pass. So now you want to work going this direction. So you always start your return pass with a chain 1 first, yarn over, pull through 1 loop. Okay, now yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, continue yarning over and pulling through 2 loops all the way back to the other side. Okay, this is called your return pass. And this is what you're going to be doing for your return pass every time we work a return pass for this pattern. Okay, so there's the last one. Now we're ready to start the bobble stitch. Okay, so you're going to work 3 Tunisian simple stitches. This one counts as 1 stitch. So going into the vertical bar of the first front loop, you want to insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. Leave that loop there. Go into the next vertical bar, right there, yarn over and pull up a loop. Okay, so work on the 4th one, we're working it a little bit differently. So you work your Tunisian simple stitch, and now to make the bobble you want to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now you repeat Tunisian simple stitch in the next 4 stitches, and then stop at the 4th one and work a chain 3. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, and then on the 4th one you stop and you chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now you repeat that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And you work into the next 2 vertical bars right here. Just a regular Tunisian simple stitch. Okay. And for your very edge stitch, you always work into both loops. Okay, so if you separate them, you want to go through both loops at the very edge and then yarn over and pull up a loop. Okay, now we want to work your return pass just like you did the last time. Always start with the chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2 loops at a time, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so this is the last one. Okay, very quickly, let's take this out. Okay, so you've worked 3 bobbles here, okay, with 3 stitches in between each bobble, and then you have 3 stitches on the edge, okay, including the side stitches. Okay, so between every bobble stitch row, you want to work a normal Tunisian simple stitch. So work your forward pass right after the bobble stitch with a normal Tunisian simple stitch. So you want to insert your hook into the second vertical bar. Remember, we don't work on the very first one. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Okay, then you continue with every stitch going across, working in the vertical bars only. Okay, in the last stitch you want to work into the very edge through 2 loops, yarn over and pull up a loop. Okay, now you want to work your return pass again, starting with the chain 1, and then repeat with yarning over and pulling through 2 stitches at a time. Yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so now we're ready to work bobbles again, but this time we want to stagger the placements of the bobbles. So right here, you have your bobbles here. We want to work in between those previous bobbles. So in the very first stitch that you're going to work, that's where you want to start your bobbles. So insert your hook and work your Tunisian simple stitch, and then now chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then into the next 4 you want to work a simple stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you look here, here are the 2 bobbles, there's 3 stitches in between, and then in the middle stitch, that's where we're going to work our bobble by chaining 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, work your simple stitch in the next 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the 4th one you chain 3. Okay, now you have 4 stitches left with the edge, so 5. So now you work into the next 4 again, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So chain 3, and then work into the last stitch by going through 2 loops on the very edge. Yarn over and pull up a loop. Okay, now for your return pass, chain 1, yarn over and pull through 2. It's the same as your other return pass, chain 1 and then yarn over and pull through 2. Alright, here's the last one. Okay, so now we want to work a regular Tunisian simple stitch. Just working into the vertical bars. We don't chain it up anymore to create those bobble stitches. We just want to insert our hook into the vertical bars and then keep them on the hook and continue all the way to the left. Okay, here's the last stitch into the edge through 2 bars, or excuse me, through 2 loops, yarn over and pull up a loop. Work your return pass again, chain 1, yarn over and pull through 2 at a time, yarn over through 2. Okay, here's the last one. Alright, now you're ready to repeat the first set of bobbles, and then you basically repeat those, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds, which is 8. Going this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remember that you have to go back and forth in order to create 1 row. So you want to repeat those 4 rows until you get the height that you want. Okay, and then I will show you how to work the edging stitches. Okay, so I want to work 1 more row of the bobbles. Okay, so remember we're alternating for each bobble, so this was our last one, so we're going to start our first one on the very first stitch here. So insert like your simple stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then chain 3. And I find that it helps if you push this forward, because when you go to work into the next stitch, it tends to want to go in the back. So just give it a little guide it to the front. Okay, so simple stitch in the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 3. Oops. Simple stitch in the next 4. There's 4, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. In the next 4, work your simple stitch. Okay, chain 3. And now into the very edge stitch, work through both loops, yarn over and pull up a loop. So work your return pass, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2, so to cast off or to close it up, simple stitch into the first vertical loop, pull up a loop, and then through that loop on your hook as well. So insert into the next, yarn over, pull through and through. So it's working a slip stitch through the vertical bars. Okay. And if you need a slower tutorial for this, I have that available, and I'll go ahead and link that as well. Oops. Okay, last stitch into 2 bars or 2 loops, yarn over, pull up a loop, and through the loop on your hook. Okay, so now we're going to place single crochet stitches all the way around. So you want to chain 1, and then into the same stitch work 1 and 2 single crochet stitches. Okay, because for each corner we're going to work 4 single crochets. So I'm working 2 here, and then when we finish we'll work the last 2 on this side. Okay, so now you want to insert through both loops on the very next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. That's your single crochet. Into the next stitch, work another single crochet, and into every stitch across work 1 single crochet. And the thing I love about Tunisian is that the stitches are really easy to see if you need to work borders. Okay, so I'm at the corner. 1, 2, and then 3 and 4. Okay, so you want to work 4 single crochets into the corners. This was my tail. I'm just going to crochet right over it. Okay, so here's my next stitch right there, and I'm going to catch the tail, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. So I'm working a single crochet in the next one, working right over the tail into the next stitch, another single crochet, okay, so now I've worked over my tail and I won't need to weave that in later. I have a couple more. Okay, so now we're at the corner again. Let's work 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, Now 1 single crochet into every stitch going across this direction on this side. So this is the corner stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so on the last side you want to work your single crochets across. So there's 1, 2. Okay, so I'm back at the beginning, and remember we started with 2 single crochets in that corner. You want to work 2 single crochets. Okay, now we want to work the second round of your border, which are half double crochet stitches. Instead of working a slip stitch to the first stitch, we're just going to work our very first half double crochet stitch into the first single crochet here. So in the very first stitch we're going to work 2 half double crochet stitches, and the reason is in the 4 stitches in the corner you're going to work 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochets, 2 half double crochets, and 1 half double crochet. So the 2 middle stitches will have 2 half double crochets, and since we're starting in one of the middle stitches we want to work 2 half double crochet stitches. So there's 1 and 2. So when you get back around you'll end with 2 half double crochets. So now you want to work 1 half double crochet in every stitch all the way across until you reach the 2 middle stitches in the corner. Okay, so when we get to the 2 middle ones, you want to work 2 half double crochets in each. Okay, so here's the first of the 4, the second. So you want to work 2 into the second, and then 2 half double crochets into the third of the corner, and then 1 half double crochet into the fourth one. Now you're working just 1 half double crochet all the way across until you get to the corner again. Okay, so we're at the corner stitches again. You want to work 1 half double crochet and then 2 in the next, and then again 2 in the next, and then in the fourth one you just want to work 1 half double crochet. Okay, 1 half double crochet all the way across the side. All right, our corner again, 1 half double crochet in the first one, 2 into each of the next 2 stitches, and then 1 into the fourth. Now work your half double crochets all the way across. Alright, so I'm at the end, and this is the very first stitch here. So we have 2 left. That's from the 2 of the 4 corners. So 1 half double crochet into the next one, and then 2 half double crochets into the very last stitch. And you can use a stitch marker to mark it if you need. Okay, so this is the very first stitch. I'm going to work a slip stitch to join. And now I am done. So I'm going to fasten off, yarn over, pull it through the loop all the way through. Okay, so just grab your tapestry needle, and I like to make this look a little bit better because there's a knot there and some space. So what I like to do is insert my needle into the next V shape here. Okay. And then insert it back into, it's kind of hard to see, but where your knot is, into the last stitch through the back. Okay. And then pull on it, and what that does is it creates the V shape that looks just like the one before and after it. Okay. And then you can go ahead and just weave in your ends. Okay. All right. So that is your little bobble blanket. Okay. There's the sample. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe for future videos.